Hey, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. We are back. I know it's been a while, and I apologize for that. I know we only had one stream last week, just with everything that's been going on. Um, so I wasn't able to fit in the Spyro stream last week. And as if you have seen the schedule, I'm not completely back to normal 3 times a week yet either. So we're only gonna have a stream today and on Friday for this week, just because things are still a little crazy. I still can't talk about it completely yet, but I did get like additional like responsibility stuff going on, which is taking all my time, unfortunately. But hopefully I can get things settled in a way that I can ration my time better so we can get back to streaming as usual. But for now, we are planning Art Stream today and Spyro Stream on Friday, and there shouldn't be any issues with that this week. At least those two. So yeah. So last Art Stream, we wrapped up Talon, and I don't think I've published that one yet, so actually, let me just go ahead and hop in. Spoilers for what we're working on today. So last month I've been working on Talon, who is from my book that I'm writing. I wanted a reference sheet for her. With the upcoming art fight, I know it's months away. I don't care. I'm excited, and I want to get a head start on my characters and their reference sheets and such, so that's what I've been working on. So last time I think all we did was like the rough colors on each of... Well, actually, it might have just been the rough color on... No, we did get the line and the rough colors on these too. So I shaded. Yeah, so we did the rough colors on each of these little ones, as well as the line art, and then I went back in and did the shading and the lighting and the magic. So her magic is supposed to be sort of like snowflakes, blizzard, that sort of thing, depending on how violent it is. So, and very light blue. So that is the idea for that one. Always wielding a spear. And, yeah, and then reference for the spear as well, which I feel like changes how large it is depending on the pose that I chose. Really, it's just, however I wanted to draw it. Now I'm looking at it now again, and I'm like, oh wow, that spear looks a little different depending on where I was looking at it. That's okay. That's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, this is the finished piece, and I'm really happy with it. I think she looks really good. Um, the only thing I'd say is I'm not 1,000% satisfied with the way her eyes look. I like these eyes. Really do. I think they look good. These aren't too bad. These are the ones that concern me. This one's okay. Honestly, I like how this is set up, but I don't know. I keep going back and forth on it. But it's probably more because the one I'm doing today, I have for the sketch. I really like the way I did their eyes, so I may change the way I do. I change the way I do eyes every time I sketch something, so that's not really saying much, but it's fine. So yeah, so she got finished, and then I did the background, which, if you can see it, is, well, all my watermarks, but it's a bunch of paw prints in the snow. Since she comes from a snowy region, I figured that was the most appropriate background to have. So, but that's what I did with Talon, and she is done now. So that leaves us with the next character, which is Kit. And he's the last full reference sheet that I want to make from scratch for this year. So he's also from my book. He's a little bit of a out for himself type of guy, but only because the situation required it. But still willing to work with people, still trying to do what's right, but often will look after himself sometimes more than others. But yeah, he is a weasel, particularly a least weasel. I'm just gonna call it a furry. There's a name for it in the book, but it doesn't make any sense out of context. Um, so yeah, he is a least weasel. Um, and I realized after I did the sketch that because he's a least weasel, I have him having brown fur here. I've jotted down all the things that were written down actually in the book. Um, he has brown fur and white like throat and belly normally, but his coat would turn white in the winter, which I think is very funny because he would hang out with Kit, or not with Kit, he would hang out with Talon, who is usually in a winter-ish snowy area, and I think that would be really funny. So yeah, now I need to brainstorm on stuff like that. So I might make 2 versions just to show off his winter coat. As well. But I'm really satisfied with this. I played around with like proportions. It's kind of hard because he's supposed to be awkwardly proportioned. Like his limbs are supposed to be weirdly small, and his body is supposed to be weirdly long, since he is a weasel. So it's on purpose, but it's also weird sometimes of doing that. And honestly, now that I'm looking at this, maybe if I did these here, maybe I prefer that. So I'm actually going to jump in here real quick. Do. Let's see if I can get. Maybe if I. You know what? Maybe I'll just leave it as is. I do like the sketch. I think it looks pretty good. Anyway, so today we're gonna work on hopefully lining this, and getting some color in here. And then if we have time, maybe work on clothes, though I don't think I ever really described what he's wearing in the book when I was looking at stuff. It's still rough draft, first phase writing, so there's obviously room for improvement. But yeah, I guess I'll be determining what he's wearing there. These are the eyes I was talking about. I really like how these turned out, honest to goodness, but I don't know how I would make that look not in a sketch. Give him a crop top? You're out of your mind. He's the area is kind of like technologically advanced, but not as technologically advanced as another one. He's also kind of technically an occult-ish sort of thing, and he's a rebel. I don't know. It's complicated. I'll have to brainstorm that. Everything is a crop top to him. Look how long he is. Also, welcome, art nerd. Cold crop top. Of course, of course. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and make a copy of you. Rockin', rockin'. I'll be honest, I still don't completely understand this symmetry tool, and it scares me to use it. There we go. Okay. Here we go. So as per usual, I am looking at chat, but it might take me a second to respond. Since I'm kind of laser focused in, but That's fine. Forgot to bring my water up here. I'll have to take a break at some point for that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I've been trying to play around with line weight a little bit, but I don't understand what I'm doing. Only thing on Haru's mind is this race. Oh my gosh. Yes, exactly. You got it. Oh, I see what I did. Do you have pressure sensitivity equipped? To be honest, I think I did something when I first got it because I press really hard um when I normally draw. So I think I like adjusted it for the sake of that, and now I don't know where it is. I think I mean there's adjust by speed, so sometimes I'll go fast. I've noticed that. Um, pen pressure settings. I've actually found it. I don't think y'all can see this, but anyway. Well, I'm definitely not on default, but I don't really know what I'm at. I'm afraid to change anything at this point because it has been working. Also, great, now it won't let me undo. Fantastic. Um, yeah, to be honest, I've just it looks a certain way in the sketch, and I try to like mimic it in the sketch. Mimic it when I'm doing the line art. Sometimes I'm successful. Sometimes. Sketch always looks better than the line. I know. It looks so good, and then I'm gonna take away the sketch and be like, man, what was I thinking? If I can just mimic it as close as possible, I'll be okay. I also need to teach myself that it's okay to, like, make sketchier lines. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm really bad about that. It has to be perfect. Teeth. I will say, I can't believe I insisted on not using the symmetry tool early on. Being like, oh no, that's cheating. I should just draw the whole thing. Dude, why? Why am I torturing myself? Honestly, with the way you do sketches and doing line art, I feel like you could use the sketch as the line art. I probably could. It's the hump of, like, it's okay to be sketchy. It's okay if it's not perfect. My pen's pressure sensitivity makes the line thicker, meanwhile my pressure sensitivity makes me stressed. Oh my gosh. Also, welcome, Marcus Macros. Right, I mean, if I did this... I'm gonna play around with it for a second. Imagine how much faster I would be done if I was satisfied with that. But I'm not, so... here I am, just to suffer. Alright, let's see. Oh gosh, it's loading. Might as well save if it's thinking so hard. I'm actually a little worried about how high that is. Just erasing the extra bits would be fine, but I get the perfectionist view. It's true. I need to figure out a good exercise, not art references, because I feel like in my head these need to be like perfect to make it easier for art fight for people that if they want to attack. But some sort of like exercise that's just like, okay, the sketch is going to be the line art, so I better be satisfied, because I do that anyway when I'm making a sketch. I'm already perfectionist enough with it. I might as well just leave it as is. And imagine how much faster I would be. But here we are. Oh, goodness. Still figuring out the fluffy looking fur as opposed to, like, sharper ones that Talon had. I think I got pretty close this time. I recommend pen sketches. Ballpoint pen sketches have helped me improve to be more lenient when something doesn't come out the way I want it. Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? No, that's very good advice, thank you. I should. I definitely should, because look at me doing this over and over. The go back, undo, undo. I know that me getting a tablet and doing digital art has at least not helped with speed. Because now I can go back and be like, oh, I didn't like how that looked. Time to undo. Being forced to stick with the way that I did it the first time? Ugh. Mm. Also, shout out to all those people with weasel personas that helped me figure out how to draw a weasel. Oh, well, I don't know what happened there. I also think my pen nib is messed up. Like I said, I'm afraid to change anything. So I just endure. I'll get this line eventually. Nope. There's a reason it's so thick. I think switching to vector layers has helped a lot too. Okay, how does that look without the switch? Weird. Okay, that's what I thought. Never mind. It's fine. I'm gonna stop staring at it. Everything's fine. Nobody panic. Mm, I think that should go on another layer. I think I'm gonna make a different color. Nah, I'll make it difficult on myself. Why not? Hmm. Oops. Come on, pen, work. These are still the same paws I originally made for scribbles. I just keep reusing them. Because that's easier. Look, man, hands are hard. They all look the same. Okay. Not too shabby. Yeah, some of these non-symmetrical details, I don't need to be that close, Jesus. That's all symmetrical. So it's just the tail, I think. I am worried about this tail not looking right. It is not gonna like me when I want to color. That's for sure. And then one for the face. Yeah, sure, I'll be up close and personal now. What was I on when I did this? Also, I didn't make it a symmetry layer, so that's not going to work. Not gonna be able to repeat that. No boy. I keep doing this. Go back to that. Then we do the eyes. Try not to go. I don't know how to repeat these eyes. I'm gonna cheat. Cheating. Okay. Hmm. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm gonna throw in some colors first before I figure out what I'm doing with the eyes. Alright, let me find a good reference. At least weasel. There he is. Right, I forgot I did that. think it was a darker. I have one drawing of Kit, and it was a joke drawing. Do-do-do-do-do. One drawing. One. I think I want a nice between those two colors. Just gonna write that color and this color. That's more orange. That's more red. Hmm. I know, I keep going back and forth on it. Desaturate the redder tint. That's a great suggestion. I don't know how to do that. Is it one of these? Oh, that's history. That one, maybe? Desaturate. I know what that means. Hold on. It's just buffering, don't worry. Push it more towards gray. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Oh gosh. Oh. I don't know. That's a lot darker. Let me try this one. I don't even see a difference between what I had and what I'm doing now. That's a silly color, but let me get another reference here, because this one is a much lighter shade of brown. But they come in multiple shades. See, I don't know if I want a red or orange. I don't know. I guess I want it redder. I keep leaning towards these more. Yeah, I think I like this color more than I like this color. That is purple. This is totally working. Don't worry. Totally working. Check this color down. Look at them all very closely. "50 Shades of Brown." That should be the name of this stream. Do, 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 do. Okay, I don't know what color I ended up stopping at, but I'm gonna stick with this. It's too late. I've made an executive decision. There he is. Definitely lighter than that. I have like just plain old white. And the tip of his tail is black, I want to say. Yes. Did I put this on a different layer? I did. I'm a genius. I'm not a genius here, though. Oh boy. That's a little terrifying. You have a brown nose? It's a dark brown nose. The more you know. Okay. And just to give it a placeholder. Eyes that stare into your soul. I'm really surprised it's not throwing a fit about the whole really tiny line art. Fill all those gaps here. I don't know how well this is colored in. I can't tell. I'm just gonna try to be thorough, I guess. Whoa, I'm over here. Ah. Eyes that stare into your soul. Mm-hmm. Only problem with drawing furries. I need to deal with all the little crevices of the fur. The other thing with the smoother line art is it does make coloring a lot easier. Cannot imagine doing this with messy line art. It'd take even longer. Alright, everyone's favorite part. The neon lights. What color? Let's go with pink. I haven't done that in a while. Goodness, okay. I thought I was more careful. Oh well. I did my best. All the little crevices. Get rid of the neon color. All right, your eyes. Bum, bum, bum. How am I gonna do this? Is it just a darker green that I need to grab? So maybe a lighter color? Make it a screen. Do do do. Bum 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 bum. No, I hate that. Ugh. Terrifying. We did. Hmm. Hmm. Recommendation there is do an even darker green, not quite black, but close enough that distance and contrast makes it seem black. Okay. Become a circle. You'd think I'd be able to do circles with how many circles I draw for my character alone. Nope. I'm very bad at circles. Looks like he's staring into your soul. No, I really liked the sketch, but now that I've drawn it, maybe smaller? Oh yes, the go-to solution for fixing the soul stare. Another highlight. I mean, I don't know, something about the pupils staring dead into my soul. Hmm. What if I just make it worse? Now he really is staring into your soul. That's enough of you. Maybe a... I mean, if you don't look too closely, he doesn't look that unnatural. Just don't stare at his eyes too long. It's fine. Um... Don't ask me what I'm doing, I don't know. Nobody look at me while I work. Sparkly. Mm. Mm. I just gotta stare at it for a bit to decide. I will never draw eyes the same way every single time. Every single time I draw that differently. I'm gonna be satisfied, I think, with this. Alright. Look out reference pictures. And notes. Whichever layer you're on. Okay, we got a base, I think. I don't think you need anything else. I'm gonna use my Talon one as a reference for my reference if there was anything else I needed in that first one. I don't think so. Yeah, he doesn't have special markings. He's just him. I didn't bring up like scars or anything. I don't think I'm gonna do that. All he needs is a crop top now. Oh my goodness. Alright, Kit Nicky. There. I almost forgot. There is a small thing I have to do first. This little overlap. Ta-da! There we go. Now it looks normal. Save it to be safe. And throw him over here. Okay, I think I'm gonna give him... Yeah, I wanted to do his winter version. Oh, there's more than one. Horrifying. Anyway. This part is easy. You're white now. The only time this is allowed. I'm looking up a reference. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do that myself. Their noses turn a little pink too. Okay, let's do. Doesn't even look the same. I should put in the hot pink again. There we go. If I'd been thinking, I just would have put the brown on a different layer, but that requires planning ahead. I don't do that. Luckily, with it all being white, I don't have to be super careful. All right. I wasn't gonna change this, but I'm gonna change it. Just think it'll look better. There we go. That'll kind of go with his nose. Okay, let me get rid of the giant pink background. All right. Thing is that clothes are gonna look weird no matter what I do, because he has a really weird shape. Oh my goodness. Alright, first I'm gonna look at my writing just to triple check that I didn't say anything about what he's wearing. Sometimes I just leave that open. Sometimes I don't. Well, I do think that given the option, Kit probably would wear a crop top. I don't think he would for a majority of the story, which is where I'm placing it. Alright, that's the wrong world. Skip down. Loose tunic. That's all I gave myself. Do you know what he needs more than a crop top? Belly rubs. Which Art Nerd would argue is possible with the crop top, I'm sure. This is not what I was gonna look at. I got rid of the other picture. I thought I was done looking at it. The very, very rough. Yeah, we can do whatever we want, honestly. That's not gonna be helpful. Loose tunic. I think that is the only reference I made to clothes. I'm just checking. Blah, blah, blah. This is the second time Spotify has wanted to play the song. 2 different playlists, though. Belly rubs would be much easier with a crop top. You are correct. Someone who's meant for digging. I'm gonna look up. Oh gosh, if I can reach my keyboard. There we go. I'm gonna look up coal miners for a reference. That's probably the closest equivalent. Okay, well, if AI would buzz off, that would be great. Okay, no hat for him. That hides his ears. Art Nerd, when comes time for art fight, you are more than welcome to draw him in a crop top. But for now, I'm gonna keep him lore appropriate. Oh gosh. Okay, so you should probably have a something like this. Probably a Hawk is also not safe. You act like he's ever safe. He's never been safe. Since the day of his creation. Actually, I think I'll get rid of the jacket. He probably wouldn't wear it as soon as he could get away with not wearing it. Which, in lore, he can get rid of it now. Do 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 do. Would they be long sleeve? I guess they would be long sleeve, huh? Maybe one of those 3/4 sleeves, something like that. There's a reason I use a symmetry tool. Okay. And I know where to get cheaper viewers than there. They tried. I can appreciate them getting straight to the point, at the very least. Mm. Chance. I'm not satisfied with this one. And some scars. Turns out that the shirt folds. Yeah, I mean, I'm not happy with the shirt. I'm gonna fight it a little longer. I feel like it doesn't look right without the jacket, but I also feel like he wouldn't wear the jacket. Okay. What if we... Don't mess with folds. They're too difficult for me to care. I've been trying to learn, but oh my gosh, I don't get it. I don't get it. And all the explanations are like, you just follow the way the clothes move. I'm like, that's the problem. How do the clothes move? Please explain. Okay, I'm thinking maybe a jacket around his hips, which is totally not going to be hard to draw at all. Why do I keep putting things around their waist? That just makes it harder to draw. How do they move? Not mentioning what material is the clothes. Exactly, exactly. Okay, I just want y'all to see the new reference that I've found. I'm not going to use this one, but not only does she have the jacket around the waist, it's not a crop top, but it's closer than what I was drawing. There you go, that's what you get. Okay, this might work, actually. Press the button to repeat the song. It's silky or satin, it's gonna have a sheen that's difficult enough. Oh, I don't even know what that's a... That's a... MGR character? I don't know. It just popped up when I looked up jacket around waist. It is literally the first image. But it's them complaining about it makes no sense, so probably not going to go with that one for a reference. That'll go rising. Oh, okay. It's just a really rough sketch for now. Really, really rough. If I keep adding lines, eventually it'll look right. That's what I've learned. I'm gonna give him patches. I mean, he's a rebel, so gotta give him something. Hmm. I need another reference. I want his shirt sleeves pushed up, but I can't find a good reference. Gonna go back to my minor reference here. I mean, my color I'm using now makes that look like blood, but here we are. Hmm. I feel like most of the references I'm looking at, they don't have sleeves. It's just straight up no sleeves. Just gonna get rid of the color for now, because that'll make it easier. I guess you can have your eyes, that's fine. I permit you to keep your eyes, but nothing else. this one? Oh, it's To the Moon, isn't it? Yep. Alright, let's make this a little cleaner here. That looks a certain way.
where'd my reference go?
I totally know what I'm doing. Oh, that was symmetry. My bad. Hmm. I think I'm being a little too ambitious here. Kind of hard to do it when all the fur is there. Forgot because of the thing. Yeah, he doesn't look trustworthy to me. Completely understandable. And just to add a little bit more lore. Untrustworthy. Perfect. That's what he should look like. Kind of got a mechanic look, which I think is what I'm going to go with. All right, so I'm going to have to stop there. So when we come back next week, I will be working on lining and coloring the closed version, and then hopefully sketching, maybe finishing. Well, maybe not finish. We'll see. Working on a dynamic pose or two, depending on how I want to do it. But yeah, should get him wrapped up pretty quickly, and then we'll be on to um, probably a couple of whips before I work on any other art references, but we'll see. But yeah, that'll be all for today. I will be streaming again on Friday, continuing Spyro Year of the Dragon. So feel free to check that out on Friday. And then next week we should hopefully be back to a regular schedule, but keep posted. I'll have to see how it works and how it goes. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. As per usual, I'm FB Scribbles or Ephemeral Scribbles on Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitter, Tumblr, all the fun stuff. I post art, I post the VODs on YouTube, I post when I'm streaming, so feel free to follow any of those if you're interested. But other than that, I will see you all on Friday. Bye!